What's up, guys? Sorry about the audio here in this video. Basically, my microphone was not recording for a lot of my footage and I only had the secondary audio from one of my other cameras. But today's video is going to be about this level 3 armor that I just recently purchased, and this is going to be my very first armor testing video. Now, maybe you've seen the same kind of marketing that you see here on the screens from Predator Armor, and what caught my eye is that it was 2 plates for $99 with all of these tested rounds on there. There shows that it stops many different types of rounds like 300 Blackout, 30-06, 223 Remington, 5.56, you know, your 308, stuff like that, even your 5.56 Green Tip. Now they have a couple of different marketing or images here for their social medias. It also shows that it stops 7.62 by 5.1 M80 ball, 5.56 Green Tip, M193 5.56s, and 7.62 by 3.9. So I wanted to check it out. So let's get right into it with this video. So, as I mentioned, this is a level 3 plate as advertised, so it probably doesn't make any sense to go with 9mm or 22. If you guys want to see that, let me know. I'll try some smaller calibers that I have, but let's start with a 10mm. This one is the HSM Bear Load. This is 200 grain, full metal jacket, and I already tested this out of a PCC. We're doing these with the PCC because it's a long barrel, and I want to really get some good velocity here. So this is already 1,255 feet per second that I measured in a previous video, so I know for sure this is average velocity for this round. So let's go ahead and give it a shot and see what happens with this 200 grainer. That's flying about over 1,200 feet per second. Right there is where I was aiming, and that's where I was hitting there. Seemed to have stopped that super easy, no big deal at all. Not even like any dent or anything. The only divot or anything cavity I can feel is just that this slack layer coating is kind of rubbed off of there. So there's that. Let's go ahead and try the other 10mm that's going even faster than this 200 grain bullet from the 16-inch PCC. This ammunition is the Underwood Xtreme Defender. You guys know anything about Underwood? They make really good ammunition. I just tested this earlier in the day, and it's a 10mm as well, but it's 100 grains, so 100 grains lighter than the previous one we just shot, and it's flying a lot faster. And now on the advertised box here it says 1,825 feet per second. But actually, when I tested it earlier today, I was getting way more than that out of a 16-inch barrel, 2,148 feet per second. And so this thing is really flying. So I'm really interested to see what's going to happen to the plate with this type of projectile. So as you can see by the expression on my face, I was really excited or amazed by what just happened here. So let's go take a look at it. So if you look at the armor here, kind of got that little screwdriver look or that plus sign there or cross that came from the ammunition, which is pretty neat. But actually, after looking at it or feeling it, it's just a very, very minor impression of a mark there. A lot of that copper marking is left there. Not much spalling at all, actually, if you look at it that way. So you actually could kind of probably be safe with this kind of a projectile, not spalling or breaking up into a bunch of little pieces. But yeah, no penetration at all. Let's go ahead and step it up a little bit further. So the next couple of rounds that I'll be shooting today are some SS-109 Penetrator ammunition and some Green Tip ammunition. And the first up here is Norma Tactical 5.56 NATO SS-109 Penetrator. And basically the projectiles of the M855 spec 5.56 are painted green, whereas the SS-109 5.56 is not painted green, and NATO uses the SS-109 designation, whereas the US military uses the M855 designation. I've also shot this Norma 5.56 SS-109 ammunition through a 16-inch barrel with the chronograph, and I was actually getting on average 2,911 feet per second, so at least we know exactly what on average our velocities here are. And so the Green Tip ammunition that I'm shooting today is from PMC Ammunition. It's their X-Tac, and it's 5.56 M855. These are painted green, and they are also 62 grains. And I haven't tested these through a chronograph through a 16-inch barrel, so we're just going to use the advertised velocity of 2920, which kind of makes sense anyways, because that's what I was getting with the other 62 grain from Norma, the SS-109. All right, Norma, right here. the 62 grain, and then this is the steel penetrator. Let me go get that box for you real quick. Okay, so here, this one right there, that is the PMC M855 62 grain green tip there, and this is the Norma 62 grain SS109. Kind of similar bullets here, but these are a little bit different. This you can kind of see, there's a little bit of some particles or material stuck inside the plate there. On the back side, you can barely feel any smudge between both of those, but you do notice some paint has ripped off of there. But in general, this thing has stopped green tips and the steel penetrator SS109 from Norma. Let's go ahead and ramp it up to 270, 308, and something special I got for you. Okay, so for this next ammunition, I just got some general normal FMJs on 150 grain 308 Winchester ammunition here, made by AAC. I haven't chronographed, so we're just going to go by the advertised velocity, and it was just some affordable ammunition that I saw. So let's go ahead and give it a look. Wow, so look at that, guys. I mean, I was very surprised actually when this happened. There's actually a hole through the plate. Let's take a look at it. Oh my god! Alright, we have made it through this plate already. We are all the way through. 1/4 inches of steel did nothing for a 308 at 2,800 feet per second out of a long barrel. It's probably going even faster because of the longer barrel. And check out the backside. We're going to put some pictures up there, but we have defeated the ammunition. It is level 3 rated, but just so you know, we're just doing the test so that you guys are well informed how this is going to look if you're getting shot at different projectiles. All right, let's take a look at the next rifle round that I have. This is a 270 Winchester, and this one is actually flying a lot faster than the 308 Winchester. Advertised velocity on the box is 3,051 feet per second, but of course that 308 was going through an extra longer barrel of 26 inches, so I'm not too sure yet until I actually measure it. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. This is Norma Whitetail ammunition, 270 Winchester. It's a 130 grain bullet. So let's see what happens when I shoot this at the plate. So wow, that did not go through. Let's talk about it. It did not penetrate like I thought it would, because more than likely it's a soft point, and the 308 was a FMJ. It was a huge bang. I'm interested to see what it looks like. Whoa! Okay, can't stop a 308, but it can stop a faster moving bullet of a 270 Winchester, and that's probably more than likely because that is a lead nose bullet. However, it has some good back deformation there as well, but it did stop it, so it is rated for a 270 Winchester lead round nose bullet going at over 3,000 feet per second. Okay, let's talk about rifled slugs. No body armor videos complete without a rifled slug. And also I'm shooting this all with my Mossberg 500 12 gauge shotgun with an 18.5 inch barrel here. And as you can see, it's got a different stock on it. I really love the modularity of the Mossberg 500. This stock has a recoil reduction system in it. There's a spring inside of the grip and a spring in the buttstock. And so this gun will slide into this channel, and whenever the round goes off and you shoot the round, the recoil is just going to slide up in through here and the springs are just going to resist. And this kind of rifled slug comes from Palla, I guess, or Sauk ammunition. Palla slug. Not sure where it's made at. I think it's here in the US somewhere. But in general, this is just some cheap rifled slugs I had laying around. Let's go ahead and try this out. And, you know, I think it's just going to have standard velocity of any rifle slug that you see pretty much on the market. Rifled slug, 12 gauge. It's looking pretty good. Let's see what happens. Oh, well, and plus I hit the top part of it, so I overcompensated there on the fiber optic side here. But yeah, nothing there. It's not even bulged on the back side. Pretty smooth on the top. It, you know, I don't know, it feels less than a 10 millimeter as far as, you know, feeling the edges there, and that's broken off. But yeah, rifled slug, you'll be safe. Rifled slugs are not going super duper fast, and they're one big massive projectile, and what did you expect? This is kind of a control to see what's going to happen with this. Okay guys, the moment that you've all been waiting for, my surprise ammunition that I have here. This is a 12 gauge, 2 3/4 inch of a armor piercing incendiary round, or it's supposed to be. And I got it from the gun show here locally, and let's go ahead and take a look at it. Wow, so take a look at this, guys, the slow motion here of the armor piercing incendiary. First of all, that recoil was ridiculous, but after this round goes off, you can start seeing all of the sparks or fireworks going off into this plate. But actually the round did not even penetrate the plate, which is very surprising. I thought it's armor piercing, and this is only a very thin piece of plate. So I figured that if a 308 goes through it, and if this is called armor piercing, it should have gone through it, right? But it didn't, and so let's talk about it. What a kick. Good thing you have that recoil reduction stock, Derek, right?
All right. I'll have to check the slow-mo maybe to kind of see exactly what happened if there was any incendiary. It is very bright out today, so you probably wouldn't be able to see any fire anyway. But anyway, let's look at this, guys. Check that out. This right here was the armor, it's supposed to be armor piercing incendiary round from a 12 gauge. So maybe that's just going to defeat soft armor. But yeah, that's it, you know. Feels like the 10 millimeter actually, as far as the divot or cavity. Now on the back side, I don't know, in general you kind of feel like there's a little bit of a bulge here, but very, very shallow. And yeah, that feels pretty good. So, you know, here's what the plate looks like on the body, and it would have stopped everything except this 308 FMJ.
All right here, guys, so just a quick wrap up. Overall, I like the plate for its design and its lightweightness. And again, I didn't get it with the Kevlar just because I wanted to focus more on stopping the round versus checking on whether the fragmentation would be contained. And I was also shooting this at 16 yards, so take that for what you will. And basically, I think the plate did what it said it would do, except for stopping the 308 Winchester. However, maybe I don't blame Predator, but Predator did mention that they only tested their 308 Winchester from a 16-inch barrel, but I'm not sure if that was with an FMJ or soft point or what. And plus, I don't have a 16-inch barrel of a 308 to try it in, but I did test it then at a worst-case scenario with a 26-inch bolt-action barrel. So the results you see there is from a 308 Winchester from a 26-inch barrel. But the level 3 plate did, in fact, stop a 270 Winchester, which was very surprising to me at 16 yards because it also had some very, very high velocity. But that was also a soft point. So it all depends on whether an FMJ or soft point is being shot at the plate in this case. So whatever the case, this armor more than likely will fit a lot of situations where more people are around smaller arms maybe. And the great thing is that this plate did in fact stop the SS109 Penetrator as well as the Green Tips. Both were 62 grains and going very fast, and they were FMJs as well. They were about 3,000 feet per second. It even stopped the 12 gauge armor piercing incendiary, which I don't have much experience with, but the incendiary was cool, but unfortunately no penetration. So it would be very interesting to see what that round could penetrate. So what do you guys think I should check out next on this Predator armor? Do you think I should film a video on just maybe hunting rounds to see if this is a viable plate that hunters may want to wear? Or maybe I should throw some SS109 or Green Tips through a 24-inch AR barrel instead of the 16-inch in order to increase the velocity to check if this plate could actually stop that even or not. So let me know in the comments section. And thanks for watching this video, guys, and thanks for bearing with me on this bad audio situation. And we'll talk to you guys later.